We are Mike and Karen with RV Hounds, and together with our dogs, we go camping in our travel trailer, looking for new places to explore and sights to see. Please join us as we travel and share these experiences with you. Hey guys, we're headed south out of Randle on National Forest Road 25, which will take us right by Iron Creek Campground, our destination today. Hey guys, it's Mike with RV Hounds. We just, in our last video, we were at Tower Rock Campground up in the Gifford Pinchot National Forest. And we left there this morning and came over here to Iron Creek Campground, another National Forest campground. This one's quite a bit larger. I think it has like 98 sites in it. And it's next to Iron Creek and a river. I'll have to look up the name for that one. But anyway, I'll show you a little bit of our site here, and maybe later on I'll take a walk around the campground, although I don't think I'm going to get all 98 sites. I'll let campsite photos do that. Okay, here we go. We are in site D91. There are actually 4 loops, A, B, C, and D in this campground. And we are in D91. It's a nice deep site. It's got some pretty nice sun here. I'll give you an idea of what this site looks like. Got the trailer all set up there. And you can see, the back of the trailer is just right over the wheel stops back there. So it's pretty nice. And we got the dog pen up. The dogs are actually inside taking a nap right now. Kind of wore them out. But yeah, it's a nice little site. Real nice old stump back here. Looks like a lot of kids have been playing on that thing. It looks like it's been climbed on, and it's got a tree growing right out of the top of the old stump. Kind of neat. So anyway, that's our site, and I will try to do some more looking around. We're also lucked out. We got water here. Quite a few of these water spigots all through the park here, so it's pretty nice. So later on I'll do maybe at least a tour around the D loop here, and maybe pick a couple other sites over the other ones. But yeah, it's pretty neat. You can see down the loop road there. And it's pretty. Whoops, a little too fast there. Pretty wooded area. Yeah, taking a walk around Loop D here. Here's the restrooms here. And we can take a look inside and see what they look like. Typical drop toilet. These are pretty nice ones. Really clean. So looks pretty good. I got dumpsters scattered out throughout the park. And we'll take a look and see if we can. They also have numerous of these the water stations here, so they got a lot of water everywhere. So for tent campers, you really got a good selection of water. Here's a tip. Here's one of the sites here. Real deep site. And you got a picnic table and a fire ring in the back there. This is site D78. They also have this kind of site here, which is interesting. It's more of a wide spot in the road you pull off got room for a tent, or if you had a van camper, and then you got a picnic table and fire ring right there. But yeah, it's just a wide spot. Oop. Yeah, there's another typical site here. This is one of the picnic tables right in the back. And actually, I don't even see a fire ring for this one, so. And another one of the wide spots here. It's just wide enough to get over there. But yeah, if you had a van camper or a truck camper, you could make that one pretty easy there. That's site 75, the one of the pull-out types. Now there's a pull-through site here, a little bigger there. And they also have quite a few of these double sites. You can tell by the numbering. I don't know if you can see it very well, but this is D74D. I think the last D stands for double. So there's site 73. As you can see, everything's pretty. That's your pull through there. It's got the picnic table up in the back there. Well, hiking along the trail, I ended up coming up and back into C Loop. So this is some of the sites in C Loop. There's C66 here, a bad site, and then on the other side of the road, C65. Boy, these trees are something else. They're just huge. That's a pretty nice long site there. Yeah, there's another typical site, a little shorter. Again, as you can see, we are really in the woods, and they're spaced out really nice. You got a lot of privacy between sites, so it's pretty nice. There's a nice site here. It's C61. You can see, nice. Oh yeah, you got a nice, fairly deep site, but boy, a nice big open area there. And here's one of the pay stations. They have several of these scattered throughout. I think that this is the C and D pay station. They also have one for A and B loops. So they got plenty of those. And here I am back in D loop. That's one of the double sites. Someone they seem to have quite a few of these double sites in this campground. So, but they quite spacious and quite long, so you can have a couple of big rigs in there. And there's another site, D97, and it's marked with one of these green ones, which indicates it's a first come, first serve site. So if you see driving through and if there's no ticket hanging there indicating somebody's paid for the site, then it is a first come, first serve site. So, and that's what we got today when we came down here, and we got C91. It was a first come, first serve site. So we are able to, if you show up anytime, you can get in. You don't have to wait till checkout if it's unoccupied. And there's our site up ahead here, and as you can see, here's another one of the double sites here, D93, and you can see our site down there, D91. There's quite a space between them, and across from it, of course, D94 here, another nice site. It's amazing the trees in here. They're just all these huge trees. Well, I figured out the name of the river. It's the Cowlitz River that the creek is right next to, or the campground is right next to. That and Iron Creek flows into the Cowlitz River. I did a little quick short hike. I'll video a little on my way out. I didn't know I was going to reach it so fast, but let me show you the river here. Yeah, as you can see, it's Pretty muddy river. Quite an overhanging tree right there over the river. Yeah, they got some signs posted up there. It's not recommended to go rafting or inner tubing on this. I guess it's got a pretty fast flow, and it's a little on the. It's got some undercurrents or some currents in it. Anyway, I'll hike back up and take a few photos on the way out. There's a trail going underneath this giant tree that apparently fell. Okay, we made it up underneath the log there. I'll head up the trail here a little bit. They've got quite a few trails in the area, and I took a couple of pictures of some of the bulletins that they had. Showed several trails in the surrounding area around the campground that you can take also. Yeah, like a couple of, there's the trail continues that way also. They've got some massive trees that have fallen across and had to cut them open. There's another one of those trees that was cut. This one looks like it was deliberately cut here. That's a big one. Trail continues through here, and here they had to cut it again to keep the trail open. Yeah, looks like we had to cut the same tree again. All across the trail in multiple places when they cut it down. Hey guys, looks like we did some walking following some of the trails. Looks like we made it to Iron Creek, where it joins into the Cowlitz River here. The little bulletin board said something about it had an Indian name, or excuse me, Native American name for this. Something to do with you had to shout real loud to be heard over the noise. There's some other people up the river there, or up the creek a little. Very cool. Yeah, we got back into the campground here. As you can see, they got the trails are well marked here. And they got a little information poster or for you to read around the campground.
show a little cooking. This is something I've done many times when we're out camping. It's kind of one of our favorites. Both Mike and I love the outdoor stove feature, the outdoor cooking area. Got some onions and peppers, and often I'll cut these up at home. This time I didn't, I cut them here. And I've got some pork that I prepared at home. Put it in a Ziploc bag with some olive oil or avocado oil and seasoning. Gonna make kind of a Mexican thing here. Hot on burrito shells with some sour cream and tomatoes. So I've got my cast iron skillet, got my oil good and hot before I just threw my veggies in. Okay, I've got the onions and peppers cooked down a bit. I'm going to take them out, throw my pork in, cook it, and then throw the onions and peppers back in. I've got my plate ready here to dump my onions and peppers into. Using the same skillet. Should have had one of these ready. Wipe off the edge. There we go. Got my pork that's been sitting in the fridge here in the trailer. Another thing I really like about the outside kitchen is on a hot day like today, just keep all the heat out of our rig. So we'll let this cook down for a bit. I may add some more oil to it, and then I'll add the onions back in. Okay, I'll put my onions in with my pork. Realized one tactical error I made. I was in a bit of a hurry Saturday morning before we took off when I got this ready. Should have cut my pork in smaller pieces. A little bit large, but it'll still taste great. Okay. Come on in, here's the finished product, and it's something, like I said, was made before. Enjoy. I should have cut my pork a little smaller. The dogs are going to be delighted because when I was putting it on the plate, I dropped a piece on the ground, so they get a piece of pork also. Hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.
What you got, Atticus? Atticus. Come on, Atticus. Get the toy. Get the toy. Where's the toy? Get the toy. There you go. Good morning, guys. Well, it's Wednesday the 4th, and we're getting ready to head out. Just doing our decamping and get my walkthrough done. Just a couple notes about this. I just wanted to reiterate. This is we're at the Iron Creek Campground, which is 10 miles south of Randle, Washington, on National Forest Road 25. And it's, like I think I said earlier, it's 98 sites. Some of them are quite large. So, but this is a beautiful forest area, and it is a nice camp for destination. There's trails, there's local things you can go do. So, as far as, especially with kids, we had a lot of kids in the campground, but weekday it's getting pretty quiet around here. So anyway, just wanted to say that, and say happy camping, and we'll see you in the next video. I think we're going to a state park up on the coast of Washington, so we'll fill you in on that one when we get there.